Okay, so here is part 3 of me reading Cinderella. Knew how or where, and dropping one of her glass slippers behind her in her flight, the prince picked it up and has been looking at it and kissing it ever since. Everybody says that he is madly in love with her, said the eldest sister in a romantic tone. Cinderella listened in silence, turning her face to the kitchen fire, and perhaps it was that which made her look so rosy, but nobody ever noticed or admired her at home, so it did not signify, and the next morning she went to her weary work again, just as before. The king's son had remained inconsolable, though he had chanced to pick up the little glass slipper which he carried away in his pocket, and was seen to take out continually and look at affectionately, which the air of a man very much in love. In fact, from his behavior during the remainder of the evening, all the court and the royal family were sure to be as desperately in love with the wearer of the little glass slipper. And so he was. For the next 3 trumpeters stood atop the palace, proclaiming that the prince would marry the lady who could wear the little glass slipper. A few days after, the whole kingdom was attracted by the sight of a herald going around with a little glass slipper in his hand, announcing with flourish of trumpets that the king's son had ordered it to be fitted on the foot of every lady in the kingdom, and that he wished to marry the lady whom it fitted best, or to whom it and the fellow slipper belonged to. Great was the excitement of all the unmarried ladies in the kingdom. Wherever the herald stopped, hundreds of ladies came running, all eager to see it. They could squeeze their feet into the little glass slipper. Princesses, duchesses, countesses, and simple gentlewomen all tried it on, but their feet were all much too large, and besides, nobody could produce its fellow slipper, which lay all the time safely in the pocket of Cinderella's old woolen gown. At last the herald came to the house of the mean stepsisters, and though they knew very well that neither of them was the beautiful princess, they tried hard to get their large, clumsy feet into it, but could not. "May I see if it will fit me?" said Cinderella from the chimney corner. "What, you?" cried the sisters, bursting into shouts of laughter. But Cinderella only smiled and put her foot on the herald's tasseled pillow. Her sisters could not prevent her, since the command was that every maiden in the kingdom should try on the slipper, in order that no chance might be left untried, for the prince was nearly breaking his heart, and his father and mother were afraid that he would actually die for love of the beautiful unknown lady. So the herald bade Cinderella to place her foot on the stool in the kitchen, and he himself put the slipper on her pretty little foot, and it fitted exactly. The 2 sisters bit their lips in envy and vexation, and they nearly fainted when Cinderella put her hand into her pocket and brought out the other slipper, which she had also put on, and stood up with the touch of the magic shoes. All her dress was changed likewise. No longer was she the poor despite Cinderwench, but now the beautiful lady the king's son loved. Then the stepsisters recognized that Cinderella was the amazing princess whom they had seen at the ball. Throwing themselves on their knees, asked her to forgive them the very many unkind things that they had said and done to her. She lifted them and kissed them affectionately and said that she only wanted them to love her now. Cinderella was summoned outside the house where the king and queen had sent their royal carriage to bring her to the prince. She was at once taken to the palace, where the prince watched her step from the coach and welcomed her with an open heart. The prince thought Cinderella more lovely and lovable than ever, and insisted upon marrying her immediately. After the glorious wedding, Cinderella never went home again, but she called her two stepsisters to the palace and married them shortly after to two gentlemen of the court, wishing that for their son and his princess all happy things might come to pass. The king and queen and all the court threw for luck old slippers, not of glass, into the air as they departed from the kingdom tour, and the prince and his princess became, after many 11 years, a noble king and queen of a great historic fame. Okay, so that was me reading the original story of Cinderella. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!